What's up, guys? Wolfen here, back in the building yet again with more drama. It seems the US government has been idiotic again. Alright, as of recently, not only this freaking governmental shutdown has been dragging its feet beyond belief, but it seems ICE has struck again. That's right, ICE has struck again. But first, what the fuck are ICE agents? Well, we're gonna get into that first. So, to put it simply, what Google said is ICE agents are people who literally run under the government and has power over the authorities and basically runs along with the authorities instead of against them and helps to handle immigration. And they also take orders directly from the government. And yeah, technically, these people are so-called bad people they're capturing when half of these people are not actually bad people. May I point out how they keep calling these people aliens? Now, I don't know why you're calling someone an alien if they grew up or were born in a different country and came here legally or illegally. And if you want my full take on ICE agents, here's the shortened version first. That's the short version. A small scoff and an eye roll. A genuine one at that. But let me point this out. And I'm not trying to be racist in any way or offensive in any way, but I'm going to point out a scenario. Say I was the president. Scenario. And I say, you know what? I don't want Puerto Ricans in the U.S. I can just be like, okay, let me sign a bill. I'm like, I don't want Puerto Ricans in the U.S. I also want to change the law that states Puerto Ricans are not allowed and they should be immigrated. Once I sign that paper and other people like approve, everyone approves of it, bye-bye Puerto Ricans, bye. And basically what that does is as the president, while you have a lot of say and you have a lot of control, there are people under him that still got power and they got something to say. If they got something to say, they're gonna intervene and say what they gotta say. But basically, ICE agents work to do the president and his higher-ups bidding. So if in this scenario case, they decide, hey, I don't want Puerto Ricans here, get the ICE agents. They're going to call ICE. They're going to get the Puerto Ricans out. And they're going to kick them out the country. Detain, do all that process that Google stated. Now, if you want to look at Google, please do. Do your own research. Because I could be wrong of how the legal systems work and all that BS. But that's my take on the matter of how it works. And like I said, again, with the scenario, I'm not trying to be racist towards any Puerto Ricans. All right, y'all have free rights. You guys deserve rights. I'm just trying to use you as my example because I don't know anyone else I could use. So I'm sorry to any Puerto Ricans out there. Also, there's this video that I'm going to be displaying on screen. It's a shit show. This is what the news is stating, a official news YouTube source. So yeah. Play the video.
We're getting new reports about a chilling and downright shocking escalation of ICE tactics against the residents of Chicago. In the middle of the night, hundreds of armed federal agents and police, backed up by riot trucks, smoke grenades, and helicopters, breached fences and busted doors in an immigration raid on an entire apartment building on the city's south side. They pulled dozens of residents from their homes and zip ties, including children, some of them without any clothes. They then held some outside for hours and dragged the others into rented vans.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face.
Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught. I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner. Because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other. One of them literally laughed. He was standing right here. He said, them kids.
Hold on, wait a minute. I have one thing to say. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel and join the community using our link tree. Now, with that, in my opinion, that's a problem. Not only they freaking ripped these kids out their homes while they were crying, someone had enough nerve in their gang of freaking idiots sanctioned by the government to literally say, fuck them kids. Well, how about this, ICE agents? Fuck you. All right, fuck you and you and you. I hate you and the government too. I don't care if the government has people having families. I don't care if government agents have thousands of people who like them. You guys are disgusting. You guys are over here traumatizing children. Our children, the U.S. children. Not only that, dare I mention, under orders of a stupid president who is a legal sanctioned terrorist named Donald J. Dumb Trump, literally, you take orders from this idiot who is literally saying, I don't like this, I don't like that. Do you not know the news about the current issue with freaking Donald Trump? I mean, even though this is a little off topic, let's play the clip.
Today, the president made what are widely called unusual, perhaps unprecedented remarks in the modern era. And I'm going to show you exactly what he said and why military veterans and many other experts on a nonpartisan basis say this is one of those inflection points you need to confront. It is unusual to gather this many members of the military in peacetime. The president made this public address so everyone can see and hear what he is saying to the military. And he explicitly said this military, under this Trump administration, must better focus on attacking, quote, the enemy within. And as for the controversial and sometimes legally overruled use of the National Guard in America, the president rhetorically pushing past that, explaining that he views the military, which we'll show you was quite careful to be quiet during what are widely seen as partisan remarks, he will use the military on American cities for what he calls a training ground for a new type of war. Now, some of this may be rhetoric alone. There is always a difference when you observe and cover the government between what politicians say and what they do. If we were covering this speech for you tonight and there had not been the deployment of National Guard and other federal forces in the nation's capital, in California, and skirmishes over it in many other places, it would look different. But our job is to report to you what the president is saying and what he is doing, what he is trying to get away with, sometimes under very pitched court battles. The context here, hundreds of generals and admirals were summoned at a cost of many millions of dollars from their posts around the world to hear the president. Now, again, in all fairness, although that itself is unusual, the president can do that. He is commander-in-chief, and he may have reasons, policy or otherwise, that he wants to summon them. And had this been a normal address about patriotism or readiness or even foreign policy goals, people could debate it, but that would be a more conventional use of the commander-in-chief powers. Instead, he used those powers, summoning these people up and down the rank, to talk politics, to talk partisanship, to talk about how he wants to use the military on you if you are watching this inside America. That, of course, breaks with a long nonpartisan tradition of how to address the military.
Now, obviously, I don't think we need to talk about why this is relevant. I mean, people know already. And I am sorry to anyone who voted for the guy. I am feeling sorry for you, man. But back to the topic of ICE agents. Let's continue watching this to see what else I got to say.
They zip-tied the kids together. ICE put out a statement saying they were pursuing Trinidad gang members, but U.S. citizens living in the building say they were detained too. The cops told them that if they had any unrelated warrants, they wouldn't be going back home. 37 people were ultimately arrested after agents separated children from their parents on the street. And if you're looking at this and asking yourself, how is this legal? That is the right question to ask. And it has kind of an answer. And to understand it, you have to go back to Los Angeles this summer, where federal immigration agents started pushing the envelope on orders from the White House. They raided Home Depot parking lots and Walmart lots, and they grabbed people they saw. Near one Home Depot, masked agents with batons grabbed Narcisco Barranco, who has lived in the U.S. for more than 30 years and has 3 sons serving in the Marine Corps. Agents beat Barranco on the ground, dislocating his shoulder before detaining him. In Van Nuys, agents raided a car wash, remembering this, sending patrons and workers scrambling before the 79-year-old owner, who is a U.S. citizen named Rafi, tried to ask them what they were doing.
That is when Rafi was taken down by agents and eventually handcuffed. Rafi says he was injured in the process.
And they sit on me. This is my elbow since a week ago. And this is my arm.
Rafi says he and 5 others at his car wash were taken to a federal detention center downtown. We're still working to learn more about why they were detained.
And that man is not alone.
Look how you got my hand. You're twisting that I'm American, bro. What hospital? Yo, these guys are literally based off of skin color. He's LA, bro. I can fucking show you. I got a new ID with. My homie was born here just because of the way he looks.
Agents kept stopping people they suspected of being undocumented immigrants for no reason other than they weren't obviously white. Like Brian Gavidia, the man you saw there, the 29-year-old American. He wasn't arrested, but he says agents went through his phone for 20 minutes and kept his real ID card. Now, these are obvious violations of people's core constitutional civil rights, their right to equal protection and the freedom from unlawful searches and seizures. And victims filed a class action lawsuit. And after an entire bench trial, a federal judge sided with those victims and ended the ICE sweeps. And in her ruling, she wrote, "It is illegal to conduct roving patrols which identify people based upon race alone, aggressively question them, and then detain them without a warrant, without their consent, and without reasonable suspicion that they are with status." Yes, it is. Yes, it is. An appeals court upheld her injunction against ICE. You have to stop doing this. And so the Trump administration took the issue to the Supreme Court. And lo and behold, last month, the court's 6-3 conservative majority voted to just let Trump and ICE continue for now, as the case works its way up, to use racial profiling in their immigration raids, halting the lower court's decision, saying, go ahead. Now, they gave no reasoning or explanation for their decision, silent, except Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who wrote a short concurring opinion saying there's absolutely no problem whatsoever with racially motivated stops by law enforcement. Quote, "If the officers learn the individual they stopped is a U.S. citizen or otherwise lawfully in the U.S., they promptly let the individual go." Welcome to the era of what critics call the Kavanaugh stop. Carte blanche for ICE to continue violent, warrantless raids and stops all over the country.
Right there. No. Stop. Let's stop right there. Stop right there. Listen and listen good. I mean, like. All right. First off, racial profiling is a problem. Stop being racist, you fucking idiotic, governmental, stupid idiots. First off, that's obvious. First off, why am I even just throw away the playbook? I mean, Jesus, guys. Here, take some snaps. Strap in, because we're going for a ride of what I gotta say. Oh, okay, we can work on that later. Look, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? This goes to show the government is that fucked in the fucking head, in the A to the yo, that there's no way to even respond anymore. Just because a man is white, they gotta get detained? I'm half black, half white. I'm caramel as fuck. So what are you gonna do to me? I'm caramel. Oh, he might be outside the country. He doesn't belong here. So what are you gonna do, huh? What you're gonna do is you're gonna fucking pull me out of wherever I'm at. You're gonna slam me to the ground like it's WWE fucking Superstar Championship belt on the line, and slam me down, dislocate my arm, send my whole neck flapping back, my face through the ground, everything, just because you think I'm from out the country. Or no, this is how funny it is though. This is how funny it is. While you guys think you all that, here's a reality check. If the lower courts try to go against the higher court, this shows people have justice. People have a sense of true justice. I would like to point out the government is in the hands of bad people. You never hate on the government. You hate on the people who are doing wrong, who run the government. The government is perfectly fine. It's those making the decisions for the government, if that makes sense. The name government, the term itself, is actually just what it's called, not what people are. The people behind the government, like Donald Trump and some other people who are mentally fucked in the head, are the problem. It's never the government, it's the bad people in the government in the first place. The real fake-ass people. And, I mean, if my mom goes off on a tangent about this, she could have a whole 1-hour video about this. I mean, come on! Even my mom could make sense of this. If I get her in the room, this video is never ending, okay? This is going to be infinite. So, what else do we have to offer other than police officers wrongfully detaining us?
Undocumented immigrants, lawful residents, and American citizens alike. Like Leonardo Garcia Venegas. You see him there, being cuffed roughly by ICE agents on a construction site where he was working. Vargas showed the agents his real ID as proof of citizenship, and they told him he was lying. And it took hours to get him out of custody, so not exactly expeditious. And then, get this, 2 weeks later, ICE arrested him again at another work site. He's now suing the government. The consequence of all this is what we're seeing now in the dead of night in Chicago. Dozens of federal agents raiding an entire apartment building with kids in it just to see what they can find. It's the most egregious abuse of our basic rights as Americans I've seen in a long time, maybe my lifetime. And it comes 2 weeks after Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem posted a hype video of another violent ICE raid with helicopters and grenades, this time on a house in the Chicago suburbs. And guess what? 2 U.S. citizens were mistakenly arrested. You know, there's a reason the American founders put the right to be free from unlawful searches and seizures in the Bill of Rights from the start. Masked secret police profiling people and now targeting entire apartment buildings, making everyone prove they're not guilty of something, is the province of tyrants. It is the opposite of American. And I don't think Americans will stand for it, nor should they.
Now, by the end of this video, here's what I gotta say, since we're reaching the end. To anyone who is going to hate me for saying this, listen, you guys are irrelevant, because here's one thing you don't know. Government should fall for the simple reason of the things they are doing. I would like to point out again, it is not the government, it's the people inside it. So the government should fall, I mean the people inside it, not the government should fall. But I would like to point out, all of this disorderly conduct of all these violations of all these things are happening, and there's no true justice. Listen, I think we should go and rewrite the whole First Amendment. I'm sorry, but we should rewrite the whole First Amendment and put one document that says, America, we do not care about your human rights. We do not care about any of your rights. We will arrest you for the dumbest shit ever known to mankind. Because that's the only thing that really makes sense in this accursed world. And the reason I have my shirt off is because I live in Texas. It is currently hot in my room. I got the AC on up here. I got the window closed so I don't got the heat, any more heat coming in or out. It's crazy. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got like 6. I got 6 electrical components in my room. I got the whole core to my setup right there. That shit gets burning hot, I swear to God. My computer, after being on too long, gets hot. My phone gets hot. These bulbs are always hot. They're radiating like shit crazy. So yeah, I got my shirt off. And yes, I'm wearing pants. So for anyone who thought, hey, he is probably not wearing pants. Why is he even recording a video? Yes, I was wearing pants. Anyways, with that said, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. I am not on any side here, and I know I say I'm never on the government side because that's true. I'm never on the government side. I've never been. I'm always on my own side. And my own side is where I speak my opinion. Because in the First Amendment, they say, hey, you have the right to freedom of speech. Even that does not fully exist. But I could care less. This is what I gotta say. Here's the First Amendment. You have the right to speak, but hating, harassment, discrimination, and torment is not allowed. With that said, peace.
Look at what they made. Is this what they call glory, mother? You still believe they're the hero of the...
Well, hello there, my friend.
Like jerks, judging by personalized words. We've longed for peace, but
Hello, you have reached the end. If you end up liking this, like, subscribe, and hit post notification. And if we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, love you. All hope you enjoyed the spectacular wild ride.
broken me from the start. I've been fighting this endless war, trying to find where I belong here. I stand. What breaks me down makes me a man. Break me down, not at all. I have nowhere left to fall. So do you still believe